Welcome, warriors of Albion. My name's the Red Celt, and this is Elder Scrolls Total War, the mod for Medieval 2. And yeah, I'm back. Haven't uploaded since November 2017. And even then, that was just the Dragon Commander playthrough. But spoiler alert. Well, not really spoiler alert. Just update on that. Save files kinda glitched out. Well, actually, it was the recording glitched out, and then the save files all went wrong. So I won't be able to properly finish that unless I skip a few turns in between, which I could do. But you know, leave your comments down below deciding. Although that didn't get any views anyway. So hey ho. Anyway, why am I doing Elder Scrolls? Why am I coming back out after all this time? Well, I've decided to host a hot seat campaign for this mod. I will be playing as House Dagoth, although it is an entire Tamriel campaign. Link down below to the Discord in which we are managing this hot seat. If you are interested, please join. As of the point of recording this, there are 10 members, so there are 9 slots available. First come, first served. Factions still available are most of Morrowind, both the Hammerfell factions, both the Khajiit factions, Clans of the Black Marsh, and Valenwood. The only Morrowind factions taken are Redoran and obviously Dagoth. Right, I'll quickly run over the army comps now. But I've got that out of the way, and we'll jump into the battle as quickly as possible. First up, we've got 4 units of these corprus slain. Nice, disgusting, and heavily infected with corprus people. On each side of my main line, I have 2 units of ash zombies, totaling 4. Behind the ash zombies, I am bringing a unit of ash spawn swordsmen, 2 units, 1 on each side. As a kind of reserve line, I have my corprus stalkers over here. Early infection forms of the corprus disease. Yep, there's the second and third units. In my back line, I have 4 units of Dagoth swordsmen that are going to slowly walk up after the horde has engaged, and the plan is for them to clean house. Behind that, we have 2 mage units, ash ghouls and they're different. Ash slaves and ash ghouls, there we go. And finally, my general is in with Dagoth himself, the crazed god. Just to jump over to the enemy, it is the Empire of Cyrodiil. So in his front line, he's got light legionaries on the sides, and 3 units of auxiliary legionary cohort of the Morrowind era, well, the 3rd era, and 1 unit of Ebonheart guards. Behind that, he has 4 units of auxiliary cohort archers of the 3rd era. Behind them, he has several units of light legionaries. He's got some light legionary spears on each flank. More light legionaries there. He has a unit of Cyrodiilic cavalry, and on the other side he has a unit of Cyrodiil scouts, or Empire scouts. His general is in a unit of Ebonheart guards, as you can see. And yeah, over in the trees, let's say we have the more light legionaries. He brought a lot of them, and somewhere there is his cavalry, where they're Imperial scouts. Without further ado, let's begin. And obviously, as you could probably tell, even if you don't know much about Elder Scrolls, by looking at my army, I'm going to be rushing everything forwards very quickly. My army is not so much zombies, but I mean, some of them are called ash zombies, but technically they're living, they are no longer aging, they're all infected with the divine blight of Corprus, which was developed by the demigod Dagoth. Hashtag context. But yeah, as you can see, my Corprus lame here are slower than the rest of my light infantry, even though they are themselves light infantry. So I'm gonna have to wait for them to catch up, and as you can see, these archers are causing me no end of problems moving into position, so I need to get in quick. Over here, my ash zombies are getting peppered down. On this flank though, I have been more confident and I have engaged his Cyrodiilic cavalry. I needed to pin them down, stop them from being able to run riot. Now, my ash zombies can hold them in place for a time, but they're not going to be able to succeed. But the ash spawn heavy swordsmen are moving up. And here we go, the engagement has begun. I've rushed both the corprus stalkers, they are my fastest unit, they've got into the fray, they're not very combat effective though, especially against Imperial troops. But now the lame are in, they're gonna help deal some damage, and all my units have morale debuffs to anything they fight, which is useful. Ash spawn heavy swordsmen moving in here, my ash zombies fighting apparently an even fight with the light legionaries, but the cavalry are moving in. Fortunately, he's not trying to flank with them. That would have been disastrous. And as you can see, I have more corprus stalkers moving in on that flank. Over here, the ash spawn heavy have moved in, and whilst my main army is running riot and charging in very fast, my main body of my army is just taking its time, slowly walking up, not bothering to exert any energy. They're going to move in and come into support shortly, once the initial punch has been dealt. Or thrown, I should say. His archers have started to pull back a bit, just for safety. And it looks like he's got these light legionaries just providing a second line of support in case any, probably there to plug up gaps as they happen. Should probably mention that there's no music because it's probably copyrighted because it's a mod, so apologies for that. But I did want to put this battle out there. And as you can see, I'm now getting my mages up, but I forgot that in Medieval 2 and Rome 1, you need to disable skirmish mode if you want to be able to use short-ranged range units. But now my mages are in, the Ash Ghouls are firing and they are trying to get through these light legionary spears. They were just away from the main army, so they seem like a good target. But yeah, his archers are really focusing down my Ash Ghouls now. Really trying to make short work of them. Which is annoying because they're my more expensive mages. My Ash Slaves are doing something. I don't know why they keep trying to charge like that, but I'm trying to micro them to stop that. Over the trees, a bit annoying that the trees are in the way, but it's getting quite clumped up. But I think we are starting to make a push. On this side, as you can see, he's losing a lot of cavalry. My heavy swordsmen are doing their job. One of them just thrust in like it was a spear there. Come on, camera. Although now he's going to die. Well, maybe he can fight on a bit. Come on, heavy swordsman. I don't want to focus too long on here, but yeah, out of a unit of 200, those Ash Zombies are down to 19, so they are basically out of the fight now. It looks like he's noticed now that he can easily focus down my general because he's stood back, and I've noticed this. So I'm going to push Dagoth in. I should probably mention Dagoth himself there isn't the actual general, which is kind of weird. But they are rushing forwards now. I have seen that over here my troops are running very thin. So it looks like a good place to put them in and keep them away from those archers. But they are really getting focused down. Looks like Dagoth has himself got into a fight though. Yep, there he is. Getting attacked from all sides apparently. Come on Dagoth, you're meant to be the legendary god. Nope, he's really not doing very much. But yeah, as you can see, I have pushed in my swordsman now. And I've punched a hole in his line. Plenty of carnage, most of it from my troops, but we're through. Now I can finally send troops in to try and deal with these mages, but I got plugged up with this general, the Ebonheart Guard, so my swordsmen are going to take them on. Apparently with the support of some corprus lane, but they're irrelevant because there's barely any of them in the unit. Ash Slaves, I'm going to now try and pull them through this hole as well, so if I can get them in behind for some rear magic. Or maybe that's later, because they are the Imperials are gaining ground here, and there's a nice blob there for me to focus. Although it looks like my sword's getting focused from the side. Got some good route in here. And yeah, it looks like Dagoth himself is actually dead. So that's annoying. But my general's unit is in fighting there. Fighting those auxiliary archers and silencing them. Up here we've got some lane and some swordsmen trying to push in. But these cohort archers, even though they're Imperial auxiliary, they're still good melee units. So I do still have a bit of a fight to deal with them. And right now I am just throwing everything in blindly, rather than bothering with microing any fancy maneuvers. Over here it looks like he's pulling in some unit of Ebonheart Guards that were in the front that broke. Our general's unit here is losing. Apparently both have victories certain, so that's intriguing. And yep, I did hear some mages, yep. This general's unit of Ebonheart Guards, which is winning its fight thanks to the help of the archers against my Dagoth swordsmen, and now the focus of my Ash Slaves. Let's see if we can't see the general in the mix. And there goes my general, which could be a problem. Bounce power isn't in my favour. But yes, these mages really putting in some work now. It's a shame that one of my units got focused down, but these things happen. And here's where things get important. His light legionaries have broken, his Ebonheart Guard here and more auxiliary cohort are getting overrun. What do we have there? More auxiliary cohort getting overrun. I have won the flanks obviously. I'd say just piling troops in here, overrunning these cohort archers. On this flank things aren't going as well. It's kind of going very much against me right now because all I have here are corprus lane. They're not even relevant. Yeah, most of these are very depleted units of troops that need to have numbers. Yeah, but so that's gonna probably be the last stand there. Where are my mages? Yeah, it looks like my mages have actually ended up engaged with his Ebonheart Guard now. That could be a problem. Those Ebonheart Guard are really doing a number on me. I've got my mages out, but he's pulling out a unit of light legionaries. Got 59 million, that could be a problem. It looks like he's going to send them... I can't remember if he sends them to try and support his archers here, who are now getting focused by my mages, as you can see. Nice stuff. But I think he might actually be sending them over here, possibly to try and silence my mages, actually. But they are walking, not running. He really needs to run them. And yep, there we go. Mages have routed. That's fantastic. As have the the Ebonheart Guards. And by the looks of things, oh no, there's not that many of them in that unit now. That may well be the General's unit, I'm not sure. But yeah, he is now charging my Ash Slaves, and they're not going to be able to really fight in melee. Especially against legionaries, even if they are light legionaries, so that could be a problem. But my heavy swordsmen, although they're exhausted, they're going to be going in. Should be able to deal some nice damage there. I've got 4 Ash Slaves still alive, I think I'm going to try and pull them out. Over here we're overrunning this unit of archers with Dago Swordsmen and Corprus Stalkers. And there goes the General, that could be big. Yeah, over here these light legionaries are winning the fight against the Dago Swordsmen. But due to the loss of the General, morale's going to get them. And yeah, Bard's power's still even. And it's been a very bloody battle. But I think he's gonna have massive morale issues without his General. So I'm going to be able to just pull victory out of the bag once I eliminate this unit of auxiliary cohort archers, which I believe is his final. Oh no, he has another unit of cohort archers that have rallied there. So I'm going to get my heavy swordsmen to try and run them down now. These auxiliary cohort archers are so good. They are holding their ground against my elite swordsmen. And that's a problem. And my 1 Ash Slave is also going to try and move in to deal what he can do to that unit of cohort archers. And finally, those auxiliary archers have broken. But now a unit of light legionaries have rallied. So now I need to send my force to deal with them. And at the moment I haven't even noticed that they've rallied. But they are exhausted. My Dago swordsmen are only tired. They shouldn't really be a threat, and yet the heavy swords have completely routed those cohort auxiliary archers. He's going to push in these light legionaries, as you can see, but ooh, the standard bearer getting really brave. But yeah, here comes the corporate stalkers, they're in, and that's them routing. And nope. And now a unit of his cohort, his auxiliary archers have rallied, which is getting really annoying. But everything's just gonna run them down. They may well even be out of ammo. One of them's got his bow out. Oh no, now they're all trying to get the bows out, but it's too late. They've been overrun, they're routing, that is the end. But yeah, I lost 79% of my army, which isn't great. But then I was fighting an Imperial force, so sometimes you just gotta expect these things. But yeah, out of 3,627 deployed, I had only 746 remaining. But I still overall obviously won and wiped out most of the Imperial army. So yes, this is the kind of amazing battles that you can recreate in my Elder Scrolls Hot Seat campaign. Please feel free to join it. I really want to get at least 15 players because I realise that having a maxed out 19 players probably isn't going to happen as much as I would love it to. Thank you for watching. My name has been the Red Kilt. Oh, and of course, links to all my things will be in the description, and if you like this video then like it, etc, etc. Bye.